Hey there, and welcome. If you are new, welcome back. If you are not, I'm doing something different today than I normally do. This is a totally different setup than I'm used to. So I don't normally do like planning videos, but I wanted to try something different and take y'all along as I planned out our homeschool week. I feel like I have finally figured out a planning system that works pretty well for us. And now that I'm in the rhythm of it, I wanted to share how we're doing it. So if you are new here, hi, my name is Brittany, and we are a homeschooling family of 4 kids, and all the way from 9th grade down to preschool. This is my planner. It's a very cheap planner that I just got from Walmart a couple of months ago. I don't remember even what it's called. It's the Blue Sky teacher lesson planning. But it actually works very well to plan out for all 4 of my kids. So this is really, last week was a really crazy week. So it's not really a good example of how we go through. So this was the best week I have planned out. The past 3 weeks have been a little nutso. We all got sick last week, and so it got kind of crazy, but this is kind of what it looks like all filled out. And clearly last week we just kind of flew by the seat of our pants a little bit. So let me take you along as I plan out our week for next week. So first I'm gonna go ahead and set up, as you can see, it starts out blank, so I'm gonna write everybody's name in. Okay, I got everything written in. And so now I'm just gonna make it a little pretty. This box here, I'm still unsure as to what I want to do with it. I've thought about doing like enrichment, but we've kind of been, we had a lot of work to do around our house, and so we've not been doing as much enrichment as I would like for us to be doing. So it's kind of, we're just sticking to making sure we're getting all of our core stuff done. I'm not even able to really get read alouds in as much as I would like. I've thought about getting an Audible subscription again and getting back on to just doing audiobooks for the time being, and maybe hopefully next year things will calm down and we can start doing more. I really should have let this dry a little bit more before I decorated. I did that backwards. It's been a long day. My husband is out of town today, and so it's just been me and the kids, and it's always a little tougher. I don't even realize how much I depend on him until he's not here. So how I normally do this is I just carry it over. So what will happen is that since we do, especially with my younger kids, I do a lot of CLE. I just write in the next lesson. And it seems a little silly, like I don't really need to have the next lesson, but it just helps to keep me on track with making sure we're doing all of the stuff. And plus I like to write down whenever we have flashcards and stuff that they need to use. So for our devotional, how I do our devotionals in the morning is we'll do our Bible. Okay, so we were in 2 Corinthians 6. So I will go through and just write it in. So we try to do a chapter a day in the morning over breakfast. There's 13 chapters. Okay. I'm just writing it. I'm like, I don't even know how many chapters are in 2 Corinthians. Hold on, I'm going past how many there are. Okay, no, there are 13 chapters, I think, in 2 Corinthians, so we're good. So we try to read a chapter a day in our Bible and discuss it over breakfast. The younger kids and I have been going through Indescribable. These are really cool, just little devotions, just to kind of get them some science and get them thinking about stuff like that. We will do Indescribable 8, Indescribable 9, Indescribable 10. Okay, and so we have been picking up our memory verses. We have really been not doing very well on our memory verses, and we actually used to have all of these memorized. I think there's probably like 30 cards in here. We had all of these memorized, And over the past year or so, we've kind of just fallen off the wagon. So we're kind of reviewing all of them. So we've been going through Proverbs 3, 5 through 6. So I think we're going to review that until Wednesday, and then we'll add on, they already know John 3:16 pretty well. We'll go back through Matthew 7 through 12, or Matthew 7:12. So we'll be working on these 3 this week. So, so our verse is going to be Proverbs 3, 5 through 6, and then we are gonna just carry that down through Wednesday. And then we will jump over to Matthew 7:12. And how we do memory verses is I will normally do the new one that we're working on, and then I would do 3 review, and I would just shuffle through the deck. I don't make it a big to-do. I know like they have a Charlotte Mason method on how they do memory verses, and we tried that before, but it's too complicated, and I just cycle through them. So we just shove it to the back and then keep going. Okay, so memory work, we do a lot of songs in our house to do memory work. I thought about doing an entire video over how I do our memory work and why I think memory work is important for children. So I normally start with 5s and 10s for my preschooler, because my younger kids already know all the 5s. These are skip counting. So we're skip counting 5s and 10s, and then my 2nd grader is still working on his 9s, and so I think he should really have it down by Wednesday though. And so then we'll move on from then. So then we'll move on to 12s. That will be the last one he has to learn. And then I do a review skip counting song, and so we'll normally just kind of go through wherever we left off. So we did 6s, so we'll do 7s on Monday, 8s on Tuesday, then we'll loop back around to do 2s, which they don't really need that, but she does. So then 3s and then 4s, and then we alternate doing books of the Bible, and fruit of the Spirit normally, but they actually have the fruit of the Spirit pretty well, but they really like it. So I like alternating books of the Bible and fruit of the Spirit. They are, every day we are doing the creation song to learn the days of creation, because everybody's still struggling with that one. Heck, I struggle with that one, if I'm being perfectly honest. And I like to add in some fun ones. So we'll do the body systems song. They are memorizing the body systems. We do continents. Ooh, goodness, there's a C there, Brittany. And if we're going to do continents, we're also going to do a map drill. And then we'll do oceans with a map drill. I have a list of songs. Let's see if there's one we haven't done in a while. Keep a list at the very front that has all of our songs that we're working on, that we go through. Oopsie. Let's do planets, because we're trying to memorize what they look like too, so we can do a drill on that one as well. And then we'll finish off with polygons, which isn't really a memory work one, but it's still fun. And then after that, I'll normally let them pick one if they want to. And then we finish off with our timeline. We do we are working through classical conversations, timeline song. We don't do classical conversation. Or classical conversations. I just like their timeline song. We are a traditional classical inspired homeschool. Had to go kick a kid out of the bathtub. Taking forever. Okay, I just realized that I was so slanted that I probably couldn't see very well. Okay, so I'm going to try to write more up and down. Okay, so we are doing history every single day right now because we have been flip-flopping with curriculum on what we're wanting to do, and I finally just kind of landed on Story of the World. I just could not get into Mystery of History, guys. We tried so hard, and at some point, you know, they just decided they enjoyed Story of the World a lot better, and so I've been just sticking with that. And so we've been going through it. I really want to get through Story of the World by the end of the school year, and so we're doing it just a short chapter, not a chapter, a short passage every day. And so I actually have a printout that I want to start using. It has all of the lessons on it, and you can fill in stuff that you want to do with it. So we are currently at Sparta and Athens, so we will do life in Sparta. So I'm just gonna write Sparta here, and I do try to find a video, and I'll save it in a playlist or on my bookmarks. And then we have life in Athens the next day. When I was really on my game, I was finding videos like 6 weeks in advance and prepping them, but I am falling behind, and so I am not doing as well on that. And so I am kind of just finding them as I'm going. Okay, so we are going to skip the lesson on the Greek gods because we've gone over a lot with the Greek gods lately, so I feel pretty good. So we'll just move on to the war with Persia and this one, and I think I have a video for that. And I do just, they're 5 to 10 minute videos just to make it fun and a little bit more interesting. The Greeks fight each other. Just put it like that. So what I do is I have them on my bookmarks and I label them video number 1, video number 2, video number 3, video number 4. So that way I can just easily pull it up and I don't have to sit and search for it. I do want to make sure I find a map for this one. And I forgot that I do have the activity book, and I was gonna actually pull it up and just see what they have. That's too far. And I'll just look through and find if there's anything that I want to do. Okay. So they do have a couple of coloring pages. You can make the Greek paper dolls. I'm not sure if we'll do that or not. I'm not a super artsy person. I will probably photocopy the warrior for them to color, and then also the Aphrodite and Zeus, and then my second grader will get a kick out of getting the names of all of those, and probably I'll photocopy this for him because he'll enjoy doing that while we're reading and then having the names of all of them. So I will leave that out, and I'm going to put a note on there that I have coloring pages for this one. This is for Sparta, so I have a coloring page for this. We're not going to read about the Greek gods, but I will do the word search here. And we're only not reading about them just because we've already done so much about the Greek gods and they're kind of burned out on them a little bit. So, and then we'll do that coloring page too for the younger kids. Okay, so then we remember Alexander the Great. So this one is Philip and his son. I don't know if maybe I'll find a video on that one. I am not going to include anything for science in here. What we've been doing is they've been really into Science Max on YouTube, and so I will just find something over lunch to let them watch for their science. They've learned actually a lot from Science Max, and I'm fine with that right now. They're young enough that it's okay. Okay, so moving on to individual subjects. So my oldest is pretty well independent, and so for his, I just write down, he's doing Acellus, which we are still really liking. I will just write in all of the subjects, and then as I am seeing him finish them on the app, then I will just highlight them off to show that he's done. So let me fill these in real quick. Okay, so here is his setup. So he has his algebra, his history, biology, coding, English, and business. These are all of his classes. These are all of the classes he's taking with Acellus. And then what I do down here is these are some things that he does every day. So he has his devotional he needs to do, his Bible time, his assigned reading that I have given him, his free reading. He has to read for at least 20 minutes every day outside of school. And then he's also doing EIW. He's finishing that up. I'm not sure if we're going to continue on with EIW next year or not. I'm still up in the air. And then the same thing here, but he's doing logic. And so he's doing logic with master books. He's just reading the book. And so I have him doing that twice a week. So he'll do logic Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then EIW he's doing twice a week because he is set to finish pretty soon. And so he's just doing that Mondays and Fridays just to wrap it up. For my second grader, how I normally set him up is I'll go through and I will write in all of his independent or his grade level stuff. So he is doing mostly CLE. And same thing with my daughter. She has math, language arts, and learning to read every day. She is also doing CLE. Okay. So normally I can just transfer it over, but I did not record anything. So I actually have to pull out their light units to see what lesson we ended on. But I will show y'all what I normally do. So he ended on lesson 4. So he actually has a quiz. So it means he should have a quiz in both math and language arts. So he is doing 209. He is so close to being done with this. He's so excited. So he is doing 209.5, which is quiz 1. And we need his B flashcards for that. So normally what I do, so I will get the teacher book out, because what I like to be able to look at is the flashcards that they have to get out, because it helps me to set it up in the morning. I don't have to pull out the teacher books. So this is why I normally write it down, because so he's going to be doing 209.6 here. And for lesson 6, I know he needs his M and shoot, I wrote that wrong. Times 5 flashcards. How did I have that? I've been trying to figure out how I wrote that before. So he will do 209.7 here. And we will need, if you've never done CLE, they have a very in-depth method with their flashcards that I love, because I am all about kids and memory work. 209.8. And these are just the K flashcards. The letter flashcards are addition, if you're not familiar. And then 209.9. And we need J and times 2 flashcards. Okay. So for his language arts, we finished off on lesson 4. Yeah, see, he's got a quiz today there too. So he's doing 206 in language arts, which is quiz 1. So they'll tell you if you need one of the charts. So you do need the suffix chart for that lesson. And then we will be moving on to 206.6. We need the syllable chart for this one. Okay, that's a lot. 206.7. So this is a lot of flashcards they want you to get for this one. So these are their phonics flashcards. So they want 52, 57, 61, 62, 64, 65, 68, and 69. And you don't have to, if you do decide to do CLE, you don't have to do all of the flashcards and stuff. I know a lot of people who just do the books, and that's completely fine. I would consider it with maybe with my daughter when she gets into that grade, but with this specific kid, he's my math guy, and so phonics just is a little bit harder for him. Oh, we also need 70 and 71 on this one. Phonics has just been a little bit harder for him to grasp, and so it's one of those that I like to really reinforce. Sorry, interruptions. Had to tell a kid good night. Okay. But yeah, so if you have a child who doesn't really struggle as much with phonics, you may not need all of this review, especially in 2nd grade by the time they've been doing this for a while. But I do like how there is the option to do things like that to reinforce for the kids who are struggling. It's like they have enough to where if you needed extra help, you can support them. And if they don't need a little bit of extra help, you could just not do those extra things. But he does need a little bit more support, so we are going to do that. And then in his reading, we're on lesson 14 of 205. So 205.14, and I don't do any of the extra phonics cards because he's doing so much of the phonics cards in here. He has 205.14 and then 205.15 and then 205 test is right here. And then we will move over to 206.1. We are not going to finish all of the light units for reading 2, and I'm going to just let him be done. This is like torture for him, but it's very helpful. So, okay, so that is all of his. So my 1st grader, well, she's my kinder / 1st grader. She's doing 1st grade work now. If you want to know why we're doing like very be of 1st grade, you can go back and watch that video, like 2 videos ago, I think. So she is doing 102, lesson 31. Oh, we are moving flashcards over. So B flashcards are moving. So I'm going to put a note on here to move flashcards. So she's starting in on the system. Up until this point in 1st grade math, they just do all of their flashcards every day. And then you start moving things over. 102.33. 102.34. And this is quiz 2. They don't do normally with CLE, you'll see that they count per lesson. So it's light unit 209, lesson 6. So it would only go up to like, I think lesson 16. So you can see right here, it starts over and there his reading, it's 205 test and then 2061, 2062. They don't do that because they're trying to teach them, you can, let me see if I can pull it up. They're trying to teach them different methods in getting this number. So for example, they've been working on how many 10s and how many 1s to get this 23 in different ways, you know, showing it in expanded form, different things like that. And so it just counts straight up. Just an extra little tidbit for you there. So then she would be doing 102, 35. Okay. And that's it for her on math. Language arts, I'm almost done. We are in lesson 8 on 101, 101.8, which is quiz 1. No, 2. Quiz 2. Okay, and I do need her teacher book because she does have phonics flashcards every so often. Okay, so she does not need... Okay, so then she has 101.9. She needs flashcard 30. $101.10. And we don't need any flashcards for that. 101.11. No flashcards here. And then she has 101 test. And we don't treat these tests like test. It's just more practice kind of stuff. And then if they get anything wrong, I just go over it. We don't grade anything until 3rd grade is in, I think we've decided. And then she is learning to read. She is in lesson 8. Oh, that's interesting. It has it as 101.4 matched up with that. That's weird. I don't know why. What I just noticed is you can see in the teacher book on the learning to read, it has right up in here what lesson you're supposed to do, because you're supposed to start the language arts program halfway through the learning to read program. And I just started, as soon as she got to 105, I started her on the language arts, and apparently you're supposed to start at lesson 5, not lesson 1, but that's okay. She's doing okay with it. She's my little reader. She is really just picking up on it very quickly. So that's okay. 105, 8, 105, 9. Okay, and then 105 test. Oh, and that's it on here, so she will just do 106.1 and 106.2. It is too late for me to be doing this. Okay, and then the only other thing that I'm going to add on here is for Callum. So he has some stuff that he does every day as well. So he does, the B is for his Bible. He does extra math instead of the speed drill in his math. Speed drills stress him out, and for some reason he does better with just doing the extra math app. And so he does that. And then he has his catechism. Our church takes the kids through the New City Catechism, and so they have to practice their catechism every day. And then they get tested on it on Wednesdays and Sundays. And then the FR is his 20 minutes of free reading. And then my preschooler, I kind of leave this blank. I will normally put just a little F in the corner because she does flashcards every day. And then I will normally just pull some worksheets. But in hers, I just kind of write down what we do because we just take a very gentle approach to preschool. So that is the extent of my planning. I will write over in here our homeschool park day at 11:30 on Tuesday. We have a life group at 6:30 that day. We have church I have to be there by 6:15. Thursdays, we try to go to the library. So I will write down anything that's gonna come up that's gonna maybe interfere with our days in these little boxes, so that I will just be aware of it when I'm going through my school day and I'm setting up. So that is how I plan out all of our stuff. I know it seems, some of it's silly to write it all out, but it actually helps to keep me on track. And then what I'll do is I will just go back, and as we complete things, I will go through and I will just highlight them instead of crossing them off. It'll help me see, it helps me to see what else is left to do. So if you like this video, please let me know in the comments. I've thought about going through my bullet journal, which is kind of my daily planner. I'm still kind of figuring out how I like to use this as my regular planner, because I've never really been a planner person, but I'm getting into it and I'm starting to really enjoy it. It really helps keep me focused with my ADHD. And so if you want to see how I do my daily planning, please make sure to leave it in the comments so that I will know that y'all want more of this kind of content. So I am going to go put all of my books back away and go rest for the evening. So I hope y'all have a great rest of your week, and until next time, bye.